Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Healing from Within with me, your host, Keryn Rose. I'd love to know, how's the healing going? If I was to ask you, for those of you that may have been following me for a little while, I've had some guests on and there are some more coming, and I'm wanting their understanding, their take on the term healing from within. But this morning when I woke up, I was wondering how many people understand the word heal. What does the word heal mean to them? What images does it conjure up? From my perspective, the word heal, and I'll fess up, it means that there's something wrong. That within you, from a physical perspective, something's not working the way that it is. And my background in growing up was you go to the doctor or you go to hospital. That all has shifted for me now. And for those that don't know my backstory, look, back in 2009, I booked myself in for a hysterectomy. It was going to be an absolute godsend for me. Little did I know that it truly was a godsend because uterine cancer was diagnosed. Now, I do not believe if I had not gone ahead and had the hysterectomy that I would be here today, because uterine cancer is incredibly hard to diagnose, and the way that my menstrual cycle presented itself, I don't believe that doctors would have been able to separate where the discharge was coming from, where the blood was coming from. So I'm here and I'm able to be very, very grateful for that decision that I made that day. Because bottom line, I had had enough of not feeling, in inverted commas, right. I can't explain it any other way. But look, I will share. Do you know what the etymology of the word heal means? And it actually means to make whole. So when it comes to this idea of what does it mean to heal to you, there are many aspects to you and your life that may not be, from your perspective, whole. And I'm going to ask that you feel into, well, what does whole feel like, Keryn? For me, the word whole has a feeling of satisfaction, a feeling of comfort, a feeling of okayness. There's a knowing. When something is whole, I know it's okay and my energy is flowing. When I don't feel okay, for me, I now do not look at myself and say, oh, is there something broken? I will ask myself, is there something I can do to help heal this particular thing, whatever this thing is? Remember, everything is energy and everything is connected. So when you look at your bank account, for example, how do you feel? And if you trust your feelings, and I will remind you, this is the beautiful part of who you are that knows everything. If the feeling is off, then I gently suggest to you, energy is not flowing as it could do for you. And your feeling of okayness is going to feel different to mine because you're you and I'm me. So today I would love to invite you to ask yourself, are there any areas in my life that would benefit from some healing? And if you're not comfortable asking yourself that question, please ask yourself, what does the word heal mean to you? What does it encompass? Look, I was walking along the river this morning and I was listening to a podcast, and the lady that I was listening to suggested some steps to connect to, it was actually an astrological podcast, and she was inviting people to connect to a part of who they really are. And she went through some steps, and I rather loved it and thought, I'll share that on my podcast to give you, the listeners, some structure as to, all right, Keryn, what do I do? How do I go about this healing stuff? Look, obviously, yes, there are a myriad of people in the world that can help you with the healing. But bottom line, you came in with the ability to heal yourself, and indeed it starts from within because it acknowledges the connection that you have with that divine essence that you are. So the first step I invite you to do is be aware of what is going on. Be aware of the feeling of this doesn't feel right. And if you're going to use the word right, know that it's right for you. It's from your perspective. I was told by my beautiful mother that the menstrual cycle I had was normal because that's what she had had, and that's what her mother had had. So I grew up thinking, okay, this is normal. Until I got to the point where I'm feeling into, no, it's not. And then I took action. So, no, it's not an acceptance. It's an awareness of something is not flowing for you. Then I'm going to invite you to ask yourself, what action can I take right now? I'm feeling off. It's not feeling right. What am I going to do? What am I going to do about it? Then, once you have this intention of doing something about it, take the action. Go and do this thing. It might be as simple as going for a walk around the block, getting out of the house, going for a walk around the block, getting up from your desk at work, and simply going outside, connecting with yourself, as in shutting your eyes and simply taking 3, 5, 10 deep breaths. These little things have a huge impact on your flow of energy. And when you're doing something that is very positive for you, you are healing your energy field. You may not feel better immediately, but chances are you will, quite seriously. So you have become aware, or you have acknowledged a feeling of something's not quite right. You've asked yourself, what is my next right and perfect move? You have an intention of what is it that is going to serve me to do now. Then you take the attitude, then you take the action of doing that thing. And this is where I say, watch the magic happen. But whilst those 3 things are going to equal magic for you, I'm going to add this 4th step of be grateful for the fact that you became aware and that you've taken action and that the magic is happening. I sit here and say, and forgive me, but I say this is simple, but it's really not rocket science to support your ability to heal. And all the work that you do to ignite this healing ability is coming from within. Hence the title of my podcast, Healing from Within. I know you can do it. I can't make you do it. I'm here to find the right and perfect way to allow you to access your, oh, I like that, or, oh, that makes sense. Because I've become so aware that when anybody out in the big wide world is doing something to make themselves feel better, in that moment, because they are feeling better, the world is a better place. And I'm a part of that world. So I sit here and say, thanks very much. Thank you very much for making the world a better place, because I'm connected, I'm plugged into that world. So very quickly, it's be aware, acknowledge that there is something not quite right for you, Trust that when you ask yourself, what is my next right and perfect move that I need to be able to, or that I can take to address this awareness of mine? So there's an intention. Take the action. And then, whilst the magic is happening, be grateful for this process you've gone through. I'm excited that I've shared this with you today. Go out there, create magic within yourself, and know you are playing a role in the big wide world in making the world a better place. And as I love to say, until we meet again, may your day be full of the magic that is you, wherever you may be. Everything in this world is energy, and that includes you. Remember, you are the most important person in your world, and you came into this life with all the tools you will ever need to support your healing from within. Let the healing begin.